get everyone, get your prayer circles ready. No hopium, no copium. Just a dream. No copium. No clowns, no copium, no hopium. Just show me. It has to be today. It doesn't make sense to save it for next week. Today is the day, okay? Just like when they cold open with it right here, you're all gonna look like idiots. And then every game that comes up, I'm gonna think that until I see otherwise. Weird that this cat is actually just part of Final Fantasy 16. What a way to start the trailer.
Now it's time for 2 indie adventures arriving later this year.
Yeah, everyone always says Square Enix is a small indie company, so I'm really excited that 16's right after this. Autumn. Fitting. Looks like an autumn game. Yes! There's never a doubt when that man shows himself! You all doubted! I told you it was today! He has such a nice message to go with it. The trailer! Show it to me! No more clown makeup. No clownium, no hopium. Only Final Fantasy 16.
Who are we? What are the dominants? The power we wield. It wears away at our very being.
Garuda looks sick!
It unmakes us. That it's
Bahamut? Yo, what up? There's Titan. Oh, it's just massacring them. Titan looks spikier than the last time we saw him.
Isn't there?
Every day we delay brings us
that scream's soaking so much.
We must move now.
Oh, yeah, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for it. Yo, the Garuda combo's the Titan pound. Yo, I'm so fucking ready for it. Limit break. He's got an LB3 in there.
We found a new order to see us unto.
Yo, this is my jam.
If I take the field,
it looks a lot more polished up. Like so much more polished than the last time we saw it. Oh! That's probably Titan's dominant. Hey, Bahamut. Yo, what up, Odin? I forgot the name of Odin's nation. Yo, we control... Oh, dude, they have icon battles. Look at this. Ramu! Shiva! Garuda getting smacked around. Yo, that's literally in Final Fantasy XIV's world.
There will be losses, it is true.
Yo! Oh, yo! That was sick!
Another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire.
You just sliced that Mega Flare in half. Ah, she was Garuda's all along. They're leaving some of who the dominants are a secret. That theme was so fire, too. Holy shit, show me a release date.
Awaken, child of fate. Awaken, Ifrit.
Summer, oh god, it's so far away. It's still a whole year away. Oh, it's so far. It's so far, but at least I know now. But at least I know.
Don't forget to visit PlayStation blog to learn.
I'm just glad to know. Worth it. Worth it. I'll just hope it's early summer, not late summer. Oh. All right. We got a lot of prep to do for that. And now there's going to be interviews and everything about it too. Oh my god. Dude, that trailer. The trailer is on another level. I wanna watch it a little more carefully this time. At least the combat portions of it. Because it looks like there's quite a bit of like QTE sections here. So okay, a couple things. One, you can see the Devil May Cry. Look at the top left of the screen and tell me that isn't just Dante swapping between his weapons or swapping between his, like that's quite literally what that is. So right now we see he has 2 equipped. We can see Phoenix and Garuda, it looks like. So he has a level, so there are some RPG elements as expected. More importantly, he has perks. It looks like he has haste, damage up. That one might be evasion up. Might be a food buff. And the last one's like a claw. It kind of reminds me of the druid buff from WoW, the animation. That could be like a travel buff or something. That could be a buff specifically to the primal effects that you has. Yeah, it reminds me of the druid buff from WoW. So then has now one thing that's interesting, under the opponent is a bar, and I think we see them break one of the bars later in the trailer. We also have a couple of other things. So we also at the bottom right, it's kind of covered up here, fire, attack, Phoenix, shift, and jump. So those are R2 quick commands, it looks like. Now this is also different because this is different from what we saw literally in the thing just prior to it, where oh, that's L2. Okay, so L2 is a quick swap, and R2 looks to be a quick action. So spells, job abilities, we can see he has jump, we can see he has fire, attack, and the Phoenix shift on R2 instead of just having the L2. So here he's level 13. It could just be because he doesn't have 2 forms yet also. And we get to see some of the launches and whatnot here. We saw some of those attacks before. Now, he looks like he's getting bonuses as well. He also has potions, by the way. I'm actually covering those up. Let me move. Under me, you can see he has potion, high potion, strength tonic, and nothing is equipped, it looks like, on the left-hand slot. Unless that's just like a generic type of potion. No, it looks like it's just done. He's also getting bonuses mid-battle. He has precision dodges, so you get bonuses for that. Precision dodge ×3, precision counter, burst shot, lunge. So it lets you know exactly what your combo is, which is something that they normally save for like a practice mode. They might have it in a practice mode separately. You might be able to turn that element off just so you don't have to see it pop up constantly. But that's pretty readily able to go. So here he has 3 different ones. He can swap between, looks like he's in Garuda. He also has, looks to be Titan and Phoenix here. In the bottom right, you can see he's actually like kind of activated. It looks like the limit break might actually be used for those attacks. Okay, generating LB, swaps the Titan midair, goes for the slam attack. Still has, he has 6 potions, 4 high potions, 3 strength tonics here. So again, the left not being used, so I don't know if it's just because this potion is something in particular. But you can also see that in the bottom right, the quick actions seem to have changed based on which one they have. So it looks like right now, while in Garuda, so it looks like they have active states and inactive states. So Garuda's red, Titan's green, and Phoenix is red right now. And in the bottom right, you can see arrow, attack, jump, and deadly embrace. It actually goes into deadly embrace, it looks like here. At least maybe this is just part of the air combo, but then has wicked wheel and gouge as 2 of the Garuda attacks, and then swaps and has upheaval and wind up. Looks like upheaval gets pressed to go down right here and then goes on cooldown. So it looks like each of the different stances has cooldowns on the abilities. So if you want to juggle them, you have to juggle them in a specific way. At least that's what it looks like, because if we go back a little bit to this spot, you can see, yeah, you very briefly get a glimpse of it going on cooldown, and the circle right here on the outside being the recharge rate of it. So we can probably expect some RPG elements on stuff like that. And then goes to upheaval. Upheaval looks like it doesn't trigger the cooldown until the impact, but then you can see ability finish bonuses. Actually, it looks like all of that gives a lot of limit break on the side. Now, the question is the limit break actually shown to be used anywhere here? Now, this is another thing. It looks like it has Final Fantasy... I guess I could kind of compare it to Final Fantasy 13's break. They have a stagger. Yeah, it has a stagger gauge underneath. I pointed this out earlier when he was locked on to the Imperial Lancer. During this section, you can see the stagger gauge underneath. And on that, this is what happens. Yeah, this is a down, a precision, a takedown into a lunge. And then also look at that. Odin has like a charge. Now, what's even more interesting is if you look, I wonder if that's just showing the elements then, because now those are blue over there, like blue and purple, and then Odin's black. So it might just be different background colors per one, depending on which one of them you actually have equipped. So stagger, it looks like you can raise the amount of damage they take during a stagger, like Final Fantasy 13. They have a length of time that they're actually staggered. And again, it just looks like all the different primals. I'm sorry, I have to call them primals. Icons have different cooldowns on everything. There's Gungnir, there's Heaven's Cloud. And it also looks like it changes your main weapon for pretty much all of your attacks. I wonder if... I think there's probably a state where Clive has his base form and he just uses his sword. But now that he's in like the Odin form, he's got an Odin weapon at the moment right here. The perks also... not really any different. Looks like the perks have been the same pretty much the entire video. It's hard to see. It doesn't even... it might... you know what it might be? The perks might be inactive, but those are the types of perks you can have at any given time. So if you do have those active, then, they probably provide bonus stuff. They probably light up. So Odin looks like as he's comboing, you can see all these doing 1.2 times damage, and you can see the gauge for Odin starting to fill. And I'm assuming that if the dark part of the gauge reaches the light part of the gauge, it ends, or there's just two different gauges that are happening simultaneously there. Arm of Darkness, Heaven's Cloud, Gungnir. Yeah, it looks like looks like he actually used Gungnir here, and that's, yeah. So this attack is actually Gungnir. Like, that is what the Gungnir attack does, because it goes on cooldown right there as well. Shiva showcasing this weapon. Looks to be a... yeah, because he has his regular sword, and then his left-hand weapon turned into the other one. Yeah, and you can see him doing the swapping and everything here as well. Yeah, it looks like hers is a spear. That's what it looks like to me. And then, yeah, did he swap to Ramu? And then suddenly there's just thunder. It just happens. It all happens so quick. Coral stagger gauge is almost complete. Looks like also frozen. That's, no doubt the Shiva spell. Looks like he does it right here. Bam. And then Thunderstorm is the follow-up. Is Thunderstorm really her follow-up? Yeah, I mean, it is. Thunderstorm is her attack, even though there's Ramu. So she has a thunder ability mixed in with it there. Attack arrow was used cooldown. And then Deadly Embrace is this grab, it looks like, from Garuda. We saw this in the previous trailer as well. Deadly takedown. It also looks like you maybe get a takedown for... oh, so it looks like maybe the bar being emptied to half actually gives you... yeah. So the bar being emptied to half lets you do a takedown. When the bar is emptied all the way, that's probably when a stagger actually occurs. So you actually have multiple opportunities to utilize that in the middle of the fight. I also moved it over to the Phoenix shift, and then there's the follow-up. And I don't remember if we get any more... oh, yeah, we do get a couple more combat scenes, but they look to be more scripted. Yeah, this looks like it's like a cutscene part mid-battle. We do get this guy's name, though, very briefly. Hugh, it looked like it was. Hugo. This is the dominant. Kupka. Hugo Kupka is Titan's dominant, it looks like, and he can fight. He only has one limit break gauge here. That's interesting. Wonder if that's because of where it is in the story. I'm just going to call him Huge, yeah. And I think that might be the last combat section. Now, I say the last combat section only because this whole icon section is a little confusing. We don't really fully understand what's happening here. I'm assuming these are story battles where you control an icon, so they're like, they're kaiju battles. Yeah, they're kaiju battles that are scripted as part of the story, most likely. So this is probably like the early one, that's the tutorial one, Phoenix against Icon of Fire, not Ifrit. You don't really know that yet. And Phoenix gets shreked at that. And then you just get a different look at all of them, Shiva. Liquid Flame, actually, hold on. That was a regular boss. That was Liquid Flame from Final Fantasy V. I saw that. So it looks like they also do play a part of normal battles, but it looks like they're also part of bigger battles. So this is what it would be like using a full-blown summon on a normal boss, I have to assume. Because Liquid Flame is that's a classic. That's a Final Fantasy V boss. And then you just get this little here. And then these are more cinematic, obviously. Dude, I love the way Garuda looks. She's so feral. They just, like, lose body parts and stuff, too. Dude, him slicing this Mega Flare in half, I live for that. I live for the Mega Flare being sliced in half. Yeah, this is Ifrit versus Bahamut. By that point, you actually... and you actually had Ifrit at that point, too. And then I want this last part here. I got to rewatch this last part.
Awaken, child of fate. Awaken, Ifrit.
Okay, so that's what I thought. There's 2 Ifrits here. That's what I thought I saw. So it looks like, yeah, because there's a dark Ifrit and a normal Ifrit, it looks like. Because that's probably you. That's probably the bad guy with the dark eyes, and that's you. Yeah. So they do have different ones. So that was a detail I caught during the initial unveil. So there's yeah, so this is interesting because as we understood it from the first trailer, there's only supposed to be 1 icon per element, and Ifrit becomes kind of an outlier there. Clive potentially being Ifrit gives a whole lot of extra context to the scene early on, or at least the potential of the scene. But now we know there's 2 Ifrits anyway. So even if Clive is Ifrit, so he's a second, like he's another one blessed in his nation with the power of fire. It looks like still the idea of a villain that is like in some way corrupting the icons or showcasing corrupted versions of the icons is still somewhat in play. They very deliberately, let me see if I can find it right here. Oops, that's the wrong one. They very deliberately give you this camera angle, this sight of the eye right there. Now that eye is like this darkish purple, but then right when they show Ifrit at the end of the first section, you get his eye here, and it's very deliberately shown to look like that. So there's definitely a big play that's happening there story-wise. So something about the dark eyes, someone's able to mimic essentially the icons or additionally steal icons power. Probably a lot like what Clive can do, because it looks like Clive can use all of the icon powers, which we expected anyway. So there's probably somebody else who's just like that, but using it for evil. There's a lot to take in there. So the big thing is I don't think we actually get to see a limit break. It's possible the limit gauge is used for your summon. That's very possible. We don't see anything that suggests some sort of power up, I suppose. You know, like using it for like an EX attack or to like just enhance an attack of some kind. So at the time, for now, we can only maybe predict that the limit break is being used for that. We do see that landing big attacks does, of course, increase the limit gauge by a lot. You can see it right here. So let's take a look at that now. How's this capturing? Yeah, we have a bunch of words here. The latest trailer, Dominance. Yeah, they didn't dive too much. Yeah, you can see right here. Yoshi P as producer, Hiroshi Takai as director. We knew that. Creative director and original screenplay by Kazutoyo Mihiro, who I'll have to look up what else they've done. Localization, Koji Fox. That's not a surprise at all. Art director, Hiroshi Minagawa. Combat director, Ryota Suzuki, who previously worked on Devil May Cry 5. Character design by Kazuya Takahashi. And composer, Masayoshi Soken. The Heavensward author. Okay. That's a pretty stacked team. I'm willing to say. Yeah, that's a pretty stacked team, to say the least. The dominance of Titan and Garuda. Benedicta Harmon. Yeah. Command of Wallow. Oh, yeah, here. Wallowette is Garuda. There you go. The elusive second icon of fire. She crosses paths with a like-minded Clive and is forced to face her past. Yeah, see, he's looking for E3 too, so they're gonna. I mean, they left a lot of dominance out, probably because they don't want to spoil too much about anything. We're looking to take you on a seamless, story-driven white knuckle ride that will rival the most thrilling roller coaster. Apologize for making you wait so long. We've introduced several new icons, provided a more detailed peek at our action-packed battle system. Freedom it gives players. As for development process, game is fully playable from start to finish, though from optimization to brush up, there is still a mountain of challenges. Yeah. If it's playable, just put it out. I don't care. I don't care if it runs at 20 FPS. Just put it out. Don't care. I'll take it. Looking forward to the next update. And there's Garuda again. I'm excited. So next week announced the demo. Now that's the next copium. Next week they'll announce the demo. It's fine. There you go. There's there's the next bit of copium. Demo 1 next. Listen, we'll always find a way to copium something.